Losing fish, how embarrassing. I am here to help you reduce losses and maximize success. Our focus is the New Zealand yellowtail kingfish. They can be challenging, battles often ending in fish wounded or eaten by sharks. I am passionate about helping people improve their diving, reducing Mother Nature's suffering as a result. This video series is made to serve you.
Come on Floyd, what are you waiting for? Are you boat boy today?
In our second episode, we'll discuss why shot placement is critical to landing kingfish. It really is make or break. A good shot can guarantee a fish, but a bad one can haunt you for a long time. When spearfishing, you should always be aiming for clean, deadly, efficient shots. For both practicality's sake and ethically, we're not trying to put these fish through suffering. Out here at Round Boulder, it doesn't take long to find a couple of fish, but it's not the right moment. I break away from my two dive buddies and make way up current. In a scenario where you're diving pretty much by yourself, shot placement becomes even more important. While it's not something I'd advocate for personally, it's just the reality of diving and it does happen. You go your separate ways sometimes trying to find the fish. And here, I managed to get onto them big time. Before you can take a good shot, you gotta get comfortable. And upside down isn't the one. I start to level out once I'm neutrally buoyant. Soon we will be back underwater, but first I'd like to discuss more about what we're really aiming for. Please imagine that this is a kingfish. Top 3 shots, what would they be? Brain, stone shot, instant kill, spine, incapacitated, or in the gills. All these targets are located in the same area. This is where you want to be targeting fish. The worst shots that you can get are back here in the tail, this gut cavity, and just up here in the head. Shooting a fish in the back half here is dangerous territory. That's going to be moving around a lot, and there's a very good chance that the flopper will come loose at that point. Anything around this area is a real danger zone. But when you hit a fish just up here, its circulatory system is fine, its gills and heart are intact, but it's got all the fight left in the rest of its body. You're just holding on to it by a thread here. The angle of your shot is also important, so imagine, if you will, that this is a kingfish. Hitting a fish broadside is good, hitting it like this, but if you look at the angle of penetration there, it's not actually holding on to a whole lot. If we hit the fish at more of an angle, if we have the fish coming towards us, let's say, and we hit it here in the head, we're actually penetrating through a lot more meat there, resulting in a better shot. Welcome back to the ocean. It is great to see you here. The kingfish are coming to me and they're really curious. I don't need to rush it and take a shot while I'm upside down. Once I get to a depth that I'm neutrally buoyant, I start to level out. Once I'm comfortable, I'm going to start looking for a fish on my left hand side. Once I find a fish that I'm really keen on, I'm going to start extending, but not towards the fish, where the fish is going to be. Getting such a good shot on a kingfish can be a shame. The fights are absolutely spectacular. Without what would have probably been an almighty fight, the rest of the kingfish are sticking around to see what's going on. The fish does look pretty toast at this point, but I don't want to go straight for it. Kingfish have a tendency sometimes to wake up. You think you've got them good, but they have a second burst of energy. You don't want to get too close and risk tangling yourself up straight away. I'm going to keep this kingfish close to me, but I'm not going to bring it right in. In the last video, we talked about having an extraction plan for your fish. This is a great example of that. I'm diving just up current from the boat, meaning once I got this fish, all I have to do is swim a little bit down current and I'm back at the boat. By now, I've had a chance to assess the shot and assess the fish's condition. I can see that it's safe for me to go in for the kill at this moment. Bringing the fish in close, putting it between my legs where I can reach for my knife, plunge it into the brain and put this fish out of its misery. As I make my way back down current towards the boat and towards Floyd, the kingfish keep following me, up until the point where I meet up with Floyd and he starts to take a dive down on the fish. Because I got such a clean shot on these ones, they stuck around, I have my fish secured already, it gives him the opportunity now to go down and hopefully get one for himself. An opportunity that you probably wouldn't have got, say, if I had got a bad shot on the fish. If I was still fighting it right now, if we needed a second shot, this opportunity wouldn't have happened. I see him heading back up to the surface, I'm not really sure why. I figured that the fish had probably just moved off. However, Floyd will explain shortly. In comparison to the kingfish that I shot in the last video, getting this one back to the boat was a much quicker process, due to a better shot and better planning. In spite of this, there was a shark that turned up as we were getting the fish to the boat. However, it was too late for it to really do much.
Oh really?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's why I didn't go down any further. Fuck. That was a huge school underneath it, eh?
Yeah.
How long did they follow you for?
Oh, the whole time I had that kingy, but I was only for about a minute or two. Oh, that was a sick dive.
So even got a good one much by a big shark, eh?
Really?
Yeah. I wasn't even scared, I gave it a good poke and it didn't do anything. That's what kind of freaked me out.
Yeah, I heard they're pretty brutal here.
With the Kai Moana secured on board, it's back into the water to have an introduction with my new friend here. A bronze whaler shark, what we're typically going to encounter here spearfishing. I like to think of sharks as the ocean's karma police. If you make a bunch of blood, if you kill a bunch of things and act like a maniac underwater, the sharks are going to turn up and put you in your place. If you have a bad relationship with sharks, it likely stems from the way that you dive. Here in the Hauraki Gulf, snappers get absolutely hammered by fishermen, both commercial and recreational. With a kingfish already, I'm not interested in shooting anything else, especially snapper. I prefer to leave them alone for the most part. Floyd was pretty keen though and ended up missing a snapper. He's reloading his gun on the surface when a school of kingfish come through. I hand him my one and he quickly takes a dive down to try and meet the fish. It was all very frantic. I can't exactly say I kept my composure very well either, but the fish were out of there. Unfortunately, the reality is not everyone always gets the fish that they're after. And this day Floyd wasn't able to get his kingfish. Glenn on the other hand was able to successfully land one after having his first one eaten by a shark. So, we got 2 kingfish on board, 1 fed to the sharks. Overall, it's a win for us, it's a win for the sharks. Next time people are out there, they can expect the sharks to be interested, but they already are. I heard a lot of people talking about the sharks there. I knew that I needed a good shot and I was stoked to make it happen and land this fish. Because if I didn't get a good shot, that shark that I saw shortly after would have been right in there. Thank you very much for watching. This video's sustainability message is if you lose a fish to a shark, don't blame the shark, blame yourself. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about the fight. I was not so precise with my shot placement this time, and it resulted in almost losing the fish. But until then, if you have any misses or losses, imagine me in the back of your head telling you off. I know that you can do better. Let's do better. Cheers, I'll catch you on the next one.